What's going on, folks? It's Wednesday. This is the Anti-Hooligans crew, and I am known as not only Baby Moy, but I'm also known as the Good Samaritan. That's right, folks, and on hand I got Big Ness and Little Crystal. What's going on, guys?
What's up, folks?
That's right, the Good Samaritan. That's right.
I see.
Let's just flip over to YouTube real quick, see if everything's running right. As I do that, folks, I'm going to let my people over here tell you guys what y'all could do in terms of watching us, following us, stalking us, bothering us, bugging us, annoying us. Go ahead, guys.
I want to know more something. Us on, of course, the ENT YouTube page. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Big Ness and Baby Moy have SoundCloud accounts. You can also follow them there too. Am I missing anything?
And you can also follow Baby Moy's personal Twitter page as well.
Thank you so much.
All the links there are down below.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And also, remember to thumbs up. That like is very important. Please comment if y'all want. Don't be shy, please. I keep telling you guys that. And also, don't forget to hit that bell so you can get not some, but all alerts. All alerts. That way you'll know when we upload something, when we stream live, when we post something on YouTube, even though we haven't yet. In regards to, you scroll down the YouTube videos and you see a post or a comment via that YouTube channel. Yeah, we haven't done that yet, but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And you could
stay tuned.
Relocate.
You can do what now? Yeah, okay.
Now?
There we go.
Is that better? That's weird.
Go to the other Civic Center.
Going.
There we go. Well, while she does that,
so there you have it. There you have it, folks. There you have it.
That's right. And this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And on that note, I'd like to wish you guys a belated Happy Resurrection Day. Hope you guys enjoyed your holiday weekend.
That's right.
For those of you who celebrated, and for those of you who don't celebrate it, I hope you enjoyed your weekend doing whatever it was you were doing.
For those of you who celebrate via the religious purpose, yes, he has risen. And for those who celebrate via the bunny, I hope you had enough chocolate bunnies and those disgusting jelly beans.
Oh God, no! Throw away the jelly beans. Throw away those nasty, sourly sweet, sour bit. Ugh.
You don't like the jelly beans?
No. I'll stick to the chocolate bunny and the eggs.
Oh, well, what if the jelly beans like you though?
That's my yeah. I'm good. Oh no, we get along just fine.
All right. So, so today's episode is it's kind of a peeps corner where we talk about everything and anything, and it's kind of endless possibilities too, given the I wouldn't say serious, 100% serious tone and nature of today's show, but we're discussing topics that aren't necessarily on the haha side of things, but they could end up being haha side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Aha!
I've relocated.
Haha!
That's right. Hey, welcome back. Yeah.
All right.
So you don't like the jelly beans?
No, those are disgusting.
No.
Nasty.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what are good jelly beans. Dr. Pepper jelly beans. Those are actually really nice.
Oh, great. As if jelly beans couldn't be any worse.
No. No, they're good. They're I thought the same thing when I first heard of them. I thought, oh no. But I tried one and they're highly addicting and they're really good.
Well, speaking of...
What say you? What say you?
I say disgusting.
What say you, Mo?
I say not good.
But you've never tried them, so how can you say that?
Okay. Well, sticking with Easter, though.
Yeah.
So,
right.
let's touch upon Easter real quick.
Okay.
Let go.
I have a few questions regarding Easter, starting with, can we have a specific Sunday for when Easter is celebrated. Because one year, Easter is at the tail end of March, the next year it's at the beginning of April, then the following year it's mid-April, then the following year is towards the end of April. Sometimes it's halfway point of March.
Yeah, it's not specific, like the first Sunday of every...
Can we be specific like we are with Thanksgiving? We know Thanksgiving is the third Thursday of November. We know...
Yeah, and we understand Mother's and Father's Day is on the third Sunday of every May and June.
Yes.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, Easter doesn't seem to have a set day.
It doesn't. I mean, if any of you have any knowledge on this, I would love a comment, you guys explaining why this is so. Because to me, it seems like this is the only holiday that. This is the only holidays where the Sunday is tampered with.
Yes. I say leave it at first Sunday of April. Good, easy to
Yeah.
Could it be because I could be wrong because I don't know much about Bible historical stuff, but
Go ahead.
could it be because we don't know the actual date of when Christ?
No,
we don't know Christ's birthday, but we celebrate it every 25th.
Here's what I think. I think it's more of a marketing thing, if anything.
A marketing thing, right?
Because as it happens, spring break for children typically is on the week of Easter, and this year it's at the tail end of April.
Yes.
Right.
So that's typically when Easter is.
Yeah.
You know.
I see.
Yeah.
You know, Thanksgiving. Okay, it's every Thursday of the third Thursday, I believe, of November.
Of November. It's
The
third
date
Thursday of November.
the date changes, but it's that Thursday though. That third Thursday.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So sometimes
I don't know.
sometimes fourth, depending on how early November falls. Because if November 1st is on a Thursday, then we could be looking at a possibility where it's Thursday number 4.
Yes, which that has happened before.
But normally it's that third Thursday. Rarely the fourth.
Like, matter of fact, this past Thanksgiving was on the 4th November.
There you go.
The 4th Thursday of November, the 22nd.
There you go.
Yeah.
That happens.
But that makes
But
sense.
typically
I
it's
call
on
it-
the third Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't call it Thanksgiving. I call it Turkey Day.
You know,
Typically
fathers.
it's on the third Thursday of November.
You know, Father's and Mother's Day, the same situation, right?
Yeah.
Third Sunday
Just saying.
of
May and June.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Right.
But Easter.
Easter has to be the oddball.
Yeah, which is really weird.
And I swear and I believe this is a marketing tool, which is they determine this based on when the children have spring break.
Ah.
Now
Which makes sense.
here's another question. Is it about the bunny or is it about Christ? Or should it be about the bunny or should it be about Christ is a better question.
Personally, I think because when you're a kid,
I think there's room for both.
yeah,
That's a great answer.
When you're a kid, right? What do you see? Easter baskets, chocolate bunnies,
Yes.
chicks.
Yes.
Candy,
You know,
yeah.
you don't
Candy
see.
and
I
plastic
don't
eggs.
remember. I don't remember as a kid seeing any symbolism.
Wait a minute. I never got any women in my Easter basket.
Yeah, me either. What in the world? Wait a minute. Somebody owes me an Easter basket.
No, I'm talking about little chicks that hatching eggs, you guys.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one?
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay.
That. I don't remember as a yes, Cadbury Bunny. I don't know why they have a chicken in that commercial. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't understand it.
Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
anyway,
Speak your piece while I get my orange juice.
You got orange juice? Anyways. Aw. I don't remember as a kid seeing any symbolistic things of Christ except at church. I never got anything symbolistic in my Easter basket. It was 100% grass and 3% candy.
Yes.
Y'all remember that?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
they
and
tried to
for
fool
some
you thinking
reason,
that the basket was full of candy, but instead it was really full of grass.
yeah,
With
and
like
and
3
I
to 4
would
pieces of candy.
Yeah, I got like a Easter video and once. I don't know. I think it was like
yeah, like you. I as a kid, I don't remember much. I don't remember any sort of mention of the resurrection at all.
No. It's not until you're adult and then you see like plays at churches and different things like that.
Okay,
you know.
you answered my question because I was about to ask, how did you go about discovering what the significance and true meaning of Easter was or is?
When I was in my 20s.
Uh-huh. And what was your reaction to that? Because you say till you was in your 20s, which means beyond before that, even when you was a teen, you still I guess rolled with the concept of bunnies and hippity hopping.
I thought it was a marketing. No, I
Yeah.
thought it was a marketing tool. I didn't think of bunnies. I just thought, what's a marketing tool for the kids, right? That's what I thought
Right.
as a teenager. But then in my 20s, I saw the resurrection and my thought process completely changed to, whoa.
I understand
What?
that. I understand that.
Really? What? What was this when I was a kid? Why is it that... Here's my question. Why is... Oh, sorry, Ness, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But why is it that they shelter kids from what it really means?
Well, I think partially it could be maybe, or I guess dependent on your child's growth. I guess perhaps some parents go determining, is my child going to be capable enough to understand that at such a young age?
Right.
Now,
But then 12, 13 years old, and then you don't.
Oh well.
You know what I mean?
Oh well. At that point, I think there should be an understanding. But again, that's. I mean, it's hard to even argue this because a lot of what could be said here is choice based.
It is choice based, and I think that the kids that are exposed to this early are the ones that actually grow up in the church.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
And then even
Those
some
of us who didn't grow up in the church, you don't really find out about this until later in life.
Okay, but then even sometimes they don't even get it because, and maybe it's not that they don't get it, but they see everybody else going on these Easter Bunny adventures and getting all these baskets, and they're probably little I don't know,
Little Timmy over there.
I don't know. I was thinking more Emilio or
Tommy?
somebody. You know what I'm saying? Tommy.
Wow.
No, I'm thinking Emilio. I'm thinking Efrain. I'm thinking Raul. You know what I'm saying? Little Raul. Let's use Raul because it's funny.
There you go.
So little Raul was sitting over there, and all the other kids are doing all this other fun stuff, and maybe his Christian household, maybe his parents told him, you're not to partake in things like this for X, Y, and Z reason because we believe in Jesus. But in the meantime, the world is flashing by in front of his eyes, and little Raul's like, oh my God, man, why's everybody else getting to eat Easter eggs and get Easter baskets? You know
I
what
thought he
I'm
was
saying?
supposed to be Hispanic.
He took a detour.
Oh.
He has a.
He doesn't know what he is anymore.
He has a lot of.
That was his rebellious phase. He took a detour.
He has a lot of Caucasian friends.
Oh, okay, gosh.
They're a mixture of white and Asian.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I see. They're Asian.
Asian? Really?
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Now this goes to what I said earlier about how there's room for both.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as teaching children about the resurrection of Christ, as well as letting them be kids and enjoying the Easter egg hunts and bunnies and all that good stuff.
Yeah, like my church. I was looking on Facebook the other day, and my church had an Easter egg hunt on Friday. I thought that's cool.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong
nice.
with that at all. Just just let kids be kids.
Now my family has an Easter egg hunt on Sundays, and for the adults, there's money in the eggs, which is really cool. Yes.
Hey girl, do you wanna dance? Lady, I'm down for romance. One step, two step, maybe four. And if my lady wants it, she'll get more. I said a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of romance, that's where it's at. Woo!
Wow. You guys should do a cover. Not a cover, but you guys should do a song like that.
We'll let the public decide.
Too much fun, too much fun. But
yeah, I mean, let kids be kids. I mean, teach them about the resurrection of Christ, but also let kids be kids. Enjoy the egg hunts and the bunnies and the candy and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all good. It's all good fun.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, so long as you let them have fun, and whenever the time feels right, you tell them what the truth is behind Easter, and let them roll with that. And if they still want to roll with the bunny concept for the sake of having fun, let them at it.
Cool.
So long as they regard and respect the actual meaning of Easter.
Yes.
Exactly.
Correct. Thank you very much.
You know, so there's nothing wrong with riding a motorcycle.
What?
Because the motorcycle just happened to pass along his way.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my window open here, so let's the air in. So enjoy this tropical breeze that we're currently enjoying.
That was perfect timing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was.
So here's another question. Now it doesn't necessarily. It's not an Easter question per se, but it's in tandem with Easter.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And it's something that I've discussed off air with the fella and lady over here. Mm-hmm. Why do we refer to that Friday as Good Friday?
Good Friday?
When, first of all, nothing good happened on that day, although somebody could argue, yeah, but he died for our sins. Yes, I get that. I get that. But the action of crucifixion, the action of deforming somebody, the imagery that portrays, there's nothing good about that, y'all. And
good, no.
You know, Spanish-speaking countries, we refer to it as Viernes Santo, Holy Friday.
Holy Friday.
Okay, Holy Friday,
Sanctified Friday.
Yes.
Not Good Friday.
It could be as well. It signifies the end of Lent season. If you do that, so whatever.
A lot of people are
whatever you gave
celebrating
up,
the end of fasting from alcohol or whatever else that might be
soda, whatever. So
okay,
whatever
but
you gave up.
But if that's the case, that's disrespectful, I think.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
You know, I mean, okay, but somebody could say, oh, but what's so holy about that? If you're not accepting the word good, then why you accept the word holy? Because holy, yes, holy does go in tandem with Jesus. Jesus is holy.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jesus is good too. No, holy is it's more
Holy
than just
is a different
good.
concept.
It's such a deeper, like
it's
you
beyond.
said.
It's far and beyond.
Yeah,
Even
it's a
even our understanding is far beyond that.
Far beyond that.
It's a totally different concept than the word good. Because you can say anything is good. Oh, that such and such that we watched earlier was good, or that what we had for lunch was good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you put holy in it, what we had, such and such was holy. What was?
Yeah.
I find you're hard pressed to find a lot of things that are considered holy.
And
exactly.
Yeah. So I
we
just don't
associate
understand that.
Now, I mean the act.
I don't either.
There's nothing good about a crucifixion.
No,
not at all.
No.
Now, what is good? Well, I don't even think it's good. I think it's amazing. Or not even. I mean, I don't know what word to use because it's so wonderful. Is that Jesus did die for our, because we're sinners. That's what's holy. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, not the act in itself, but the because
No.
and the why.
The because, the
Yeah.
intent behind it. Yeah.
The intent behind it. That's
Yes.
why I said that. You
Yes.
know?
The intent
Because
behind
there was
the
an
ultimate
intent behind the
sacrifice.
crucifixion, which was he died for our sins. He died because we were sinners. We are sinners.
You know. Well, yeah, but couldn't you use the word good for that as well? No, we just said holy. Holy transcends it. It surpasses by miles and miles and miles anything that good can be. Holy just does it that much better. And holy, mind you, holy is something that neither you nor I or anybody else can ever be.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Okay?
Yep.
There you go. There you go. So hey, those are really good answers, man. I like that. Now, before we move on to the next topic that we're going to discuss, I just want to send a couple of shout outs here to a couple of people. Shout outs to Anthony Cruz. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hope everything's been going right with you.
Go Steelers!
Wonder if you've been playing Mortal Kombat. If not, you should cop that game. I've been playing it. I'm gonna upload more of the story later on here on this channel. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Stay tuned. I also want to send another shout out to my dad, my mom, my family. You guys are good. Much love here. Want to send another shout out to. Thank you for our new subscribers and a couple of YouTubers there that I have to shout out. One of them in particular being Mr. Pineapples. What's up, buddy? Thank you so much. And that's his YouTube name, Mr. Pineapples. I know.
Does he live in a pineapple under the sea?
No.
Oh, okay.
He
Mr.
lives
Pineapple.
above sea level, actually.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
got it.
All right, guys. All right. So shout out to you, buddy, and
Shout out to you, man.
I know you.
Thanks for the
Yes,
support.
thank you for yes.
I know you probably got that Mortal Kombat game as well. And shout out to Nancy. Big shout out to you as well. And so am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody?
Yes.
Who am I missing?
Yes.
Who am I missing?
Yes.
Who are we missing? What's up?
Liam.
I was about to get to that, but I was gonna leave him for last.
We're missing.
sorry.
Hey, you forgot Anthony and Tony. 2 people. Right.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
guys?
So big shout out to you guys as well. Big shout out and love all you guys, man. Thanks for your support. And Liam. Let me get to you, buddy. Later on I'm gonna do an edit to the video and include his channel so you guys could follow him. And I want to get to this topic of people and perceptions and assumptions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right.
And Liam, I'm gonna be honest with you here, buddy. I wasn't really sure how to perceive you as a person. Obviously, I couldn't because I don't know you personally. And I don't know if you were a cool dude, if you were kind of a how could I say this without using foul language here? If you were kind of oh lord,
Not nice?
I'm fumbling for words here. Yeah, but not nice just sounds so pre-K.
Jeez.
Huh.
I don't know.
Okay. So not nice. Let's use that. But it's incredible. Now, if you guys don't know who Liam is a gamer. He's totally blind, and he gets on YouTube and he plays anything in regards to audio gaming, console gaming, and a couple of months ago, I decided, you know what? Let me wholeheartedly watch this guy play Soul Calibur, which is a game that's exclusively out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And as he's playing this game, I noticed that he's kind of having trouble with the creation tier. When creation tiers are basically create your character options that certain video games give to a player. where you can create your own character and use him or her in battle or whatever simulation you're playing. And so, he was asking, well, is it true that I can't use this, create character under certain conditions? And I was explaining to him, listen, there's 2 creation tiers, blah, 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 blah. Basically gave him the gist of when to use one versus the other. And little did I realize how much that would mean to him. Mind you, I'm just an ordinary listener and viewer of his channel. Little did I realize how much of an impact I guess I made, because if you fast forward to today, I am one of the moderators on his channel, and this was something that took place on Tuesday during the Mortal Kombat reveal and release date. I'm sorry. And so I'm watching him just to see how he deals with Mortal Kombat, and I really wanted to see his excitement level towards the game, which he couldn't wait. Man, he was there waiting for the clock to strike 12 midnight. And I'm chatting with him, and I'm like, yo, bro, we should do a couple of online games, on the channel or whatever, however you want to do this. And he gets to my comment, and he says, oh, bro, by the way, I made you a moderator. You might want to log out and back into the channel so that you could see your moderator status. Now, it took me a couple of seconds to process it, because I'm like, wait a minute, did he misspeak? Was he addressing me or somebody else? What? But no, it was me he was talking to. And it comes to show how quick we can be and how we can make mistakes by judging character, right?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, you showed him a big what you might consider, what you might not consider a big act of kindness to him. It was. You know what I mean? And that went a long way, Yeah. It just goes to show you, if you show someone what you think is a little act of kindness, for them, they might think it's such a big thing that your friendship could grow. You guys could become friends over something that you guys have in common.
Yes.
Common ground is a huge thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Like I was telling Mo off the air yesterday about my best friend. We met on the Celine Dion website. I'm a huge Celine Dion fan. And we had met, and I thought, she's okay, whatever. Well, then fast forward 5 years later, I helped her with something that she couldn't access by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that turned into a friendship, and we've been best friends ever since.
Well, now that we're talking about this, this brings me back to the very first day that I met Mo.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting story.
I remember I was in it.
And oddly enough.
You fool.
So, he comes into the program that we met at. We affectionately like to call it jail, but it was it was one of those programs, rehab centers.
Watch when they were not in jail, you guys.
We weren't in jail though.
Okay.
We call it jail though. We call it
jail though.
It was not. It might have felt like it though, but it wasn't.
So I'm about halfway through my time there when he arrived.
What you in for?
He was halfway. He was halfway serving his sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd served half my sentence already when he started.
How many months were you in for? Because I was in mine for like 6.
I had to serve a 16-week sentence.
Oh, what'd you do?
Oh my lord! Go ahead.
Oh, you were framed?
Yeah. He was put in a picture, so he got mad.
Don't frame that. That's not fair.
That's not fair. I know, right?
Go ahead.
So he gets there, and I didn't really think much of it at first. I'm like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure we can get along. What happened? All right, cool. And then we get to the cafeteria for lunch. This is where it started, but that's not where it jump started. But this is where it started. It started in the cafeteria. Me and another gentleman were talking about a particular, I think it was Survivor Series that had just passed.
Yes.
And lo and behold, he discovered that we had this common ground, and he jumps into the conversation. And we start there, and then later on that evening, I believe it was after Raw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, after we finished watching Raw, he's kind of giving me his whole feelings on these types of programs, because he had attended these sorts of programs before, and he kind of had left a bad taste in his mouth. I knew where he was coming from, because I too have kind of had somewhat of a taste of the same thing. And the one thing I said to him was, "Hey, listen, man, if you don't walk away if you don't get anything out of this place, I want you to remember that we're not all this way."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the rest was history.
Yep.
And now you guys are best friends.
I'm not gonna hit the off button. Oh, man. Oh.
No, and with me and my best friend, I thought, oh my gosh, because I've had really bad experiences with other visually impaired people.
Yeah.
And I had thought, oh my gosh, she's gonna be the same, right?
Yeah.
But then
Yep.
once I got to know her, I thought, oh, she's cool, and it's really neat, because this common ground, now we have so much stuff in common. Like, we like the same, not necessarily the same types of books, but we kind of can say, oh yeah, we do like one of the same genres of books, which are called cozy mysteries. It's basically where there's no murder or anything. I mean, there is, but it doesn't go into graphic detail. We have that in common. We have historical fiction shows in common that we like to watch. Different things of that nature.
But it just goes to show you how one common ground could lead to another and another and another.
Yeah,
and another.
Yeah, and we met online. I mean, that's how we met. We met online.
Well, we met in line on the cafeteria.
Oh, nice. You guys weren't out of line? Y'all were in line? Right? Yeah? Y'all were in line? Hey, by the way. By the way, you guys. By the way, was the food good that day? Or was it like, ugh?
It was normal.
Actually, no,
it was normal.
It was okay that day.
Yeah, it was decent.
Okay.
It was decent.
It was alright?
Yeah, it was decent.
So it was edible. Y'all could eat it. It was okay. It wasn't like,
yes, it was
bleh.
edible.
Okay.
No.
Like our dear friend's cottage cheese
Oh god.
sandwich.
Oh yeah, that's what we.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Follis.
To John
I repeat,
Follis.
shout out to John Follis. There we go.
Yeah, our
What's
dear
up,
friend
John?
with his mayonnaise and cottage. Was that what it was? Mayonnaise and cottage cheese.
Something
Yes.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
Oh my lord. Ugh.
John, I still don't know how you could eat. I still don't know how you could eat blue cheese, but all right, to each
Who knows?
their own.
I still don't understand why they give you dipping sauce with buffalo wings. I don't understand.
It's already covered in sauce.
I don't get
I
it.
like ranch with mine. I like ranch with my
I
buffalo
like the sauce
wings.
it already has on it.
The buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
So let me talk about Mortal Kombat real quick. So, speaking of blind gamers, right?
Yes.
And Liam, again, another big up to you, buddy. There's this YouTuber. I'm not gonna name drop him, but if he's watching, he probably knows who he is. Now,
Okay.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat has a lot of accessibility features. There's also an accessibility feature where you can turn on sound and sound for locating items. So if you're fighting in a stage that has interactables, you'll hear a specific sound which lets you know, hey, there's a tree branch over there, there's a hammer that you could pick up, X, Y, and Z, right? And it also has talking menus. Now, hold on, let me go get my Switch real quick.
Oh, you guys, this is gonna... Yes, on the Switch. I saw this behind the scenes yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. On the Switch.
This is how advanced gaming has become.
This little
these days, man.
console.
Who would have ever thought, man? Who would have thought?
This little
Who would've
console
thought?
that's like the size of... a little smaller than an iPad mini. The first generation.
Think of it as a more advanced version of the Game Boy.
Of the Game Boy. Or the Vita.
Oh, listen, everybody had one of those back in the day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Game Boy. Which one? The Game Boy Advance and the color. And the, yeah.
No, the original.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Check this.
Okay, now I'm not gonna hook it directly to the mixer because I don't have the cable right now for it. Well, I do, but I don't feel like going and getting it. So you guys are gonna hear this. You guys are gonna just hear this off the mixer. But let me go here real quick. Okay. So let's return back to the main. Okay. So you guys heard. Watch this. I'm scrolling.
Fight, customize, learn, conquer.
So if I hit conquer, for example,
Story.
there's sub-menu, there's story.
Towers of time. Classic towers. Crypt. Story.
Right? Okay. So if I back out of that,
Fight.
if I go to fight, for example, local, tournament, online, AI. Now, even if you go to these subcategories, the menus there speak as well.
Conquer.
So,
Fight.
but if I go, for example, where is this?
Customize.
If I go to customize,
Characters.
and I go to
Characters.
let's go to characters, for example. Okay. So I'm in characters. See, I'm scrolling, it doesn't speak.
Right.
I'm selecting, it doesn't speak. Okay. But most things here do speak. Okay.
Customize.
For example, even if I go to, say, Conquer,
Classic.
I choose Classic Towers. Okay. And what tower do I want to play? Let's see. What tower? Well, the towers don't speak. Okay. But that's okay. Because there is a general idea. Okay, the first tower is difficult 1, then there's another tower of more
Story.
degree of difficulty, so on and so forth. Right? We understand. But the point I'm making here is the main menus and sub-menus are all here.
Including when you get to the story, it'll speak.
Yes, when you get to the story, it speaks out the chapters. Okay, let's turn this off now. Now,
Yep.
put this away.
Yep.
Okay. So, this particular guy on YouTube returned his copy of Mortal Kombat simply because some of the subtitles wouldn't talk.
You're kidding, right?
Do you know how many video games I play? Liam plays. I'm even gonna include Sarah. They play console games with menus that don't speak. But they have an idea of where things are located, They didn't return their copies of Mortal Kombat just because. First of all, I think the idea of returning a game just because is kind of... not even kind of. It's just idiotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to return this. Oh, yeah, sir, what's the problem? Is it, scratched up? Is it right up? No, some of the menus don't talk. What? What?
You know, and I have a problem with this because it's like the more you give to these people, the more they want. Like, yo...
The more they ask, the more they're not the less
The more they're not
satisfied they are. They
satisfied.
want more and more and more and more.
Right. Right.
Listen, I grew up playing video games as well, and yeah,
Yeah, I played
I
video
had to
games when I was a
memorize
kid.
the
The
layout.
layout.
of things.
Yeah.
What a dumb...
I didn't miss out on anything. I went ahead and memorized the layout of things.
Exactly.
What a-
Or
Mortal Kombat,
you
for
know,
instance, you know how easy it was. Okay, down, right.
Yes.
Was
yeah,
probably
and then there was of course the whole
Or-
trial and error
or
thing.
up,
Like,
left,
what happens
left.
if I do this? You know.
or up, left, whatever.
Yeah.
You memorize the layout of things. You play around with the buttons. You play around with the
Right.
menus.
You know, that actually is where Shiva was.
Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, you know what the games used to do back in the day? It used to speak the characters. So even if the menus themselves didn't speak, guess what happened? Down,
character.
Right. Shiva.
Yes.
Scorpion.
Yes.
Sub-Zero. It told you who you picked as soon as you hit
Yeah.
AX.
Yes.
Just saying.
But he returned his copy of the game just
He
because
returned his copy?
some of the sub menus were inaccessible. Now, let me go back to Liam. Liam used these inaccessible menus. Did he work around it? Yes, he OCR'd it.
Of course.
But the point is,
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
But the point is, he worked with it to make it work. He worked with it to make it accessible. Maybe not.
There's ways
maybe
to work these things, people.
maybe not in a way to where the software itself was accessible, but he made it accessible.
That's like
he made it work
people
for him.
saying. That's like people saying, I'm not gonna watch such and such movie because it's not audio described.
Right.
And there are people who would say that too.
You
Right.
know? Like, so what? You're not gonna. I don't watch TV because. Whatever.
Right.
By the way, folks, audio description didn't always exist.
Thank you.
Yes. And you know what's stupid? Here's
I
what.
said it.
Hold on. Here's what stuck out to my mind too. Here's what stuck in my mind. This was the same guy who did a review and an overview of the NFL Madden menus. Now, Madden, the principal menus talk, but afterwards, all the sub menus don't. There wasn't a problem there.
Wait, what? Okay,
What?
that's even more
Okay.
That makes no sense to me.
What?
Okay.
What?
What's the logic behind that?
I'm
Come
just
on now.
I'm just saying.
That makes no sense.
Sipping my orange juice.
You know, if you grew up in our generation and
This-
you were a gamer,
This orange juice is accessible.
if you grew up in our generation and you were a blind gamer like we were, and still are to some extent, hey,
Yeah.
you're okay with it.
Bro, but this guy,
The ones who obviously never played a game because of the fact that it wasn't accessible, those are the
Right.
ones who have a problem with it.
Bro, this guy is about, I would say, 40 years old, give or take.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So he never actually played any video games until now,
I'm assuming he's probably one of
Wow.
those. Yeah.
Right.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But
Because
how
one
do
of
you?
us, we're not going to complain about these
But
things.
how do
No,
you?
of course not.
But how do you not have a problem with Madden sub menus not talking, but yet it's a problem with Mortal Kombat when Mortal Kombat speaks almost everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Even when you
I
go,
don't
Get it.
get it.
even when you go
Get it.
online, bro. When you access the online menus, right? Because under fight, if you go to that fight folder, under that submenu, there's casual.
There's an online menu.
There's casual. There's what is it? Casual online. AI battles. So when you hit online, for example, all of that speaks. It says King of the Hill, ranked match, casual match, private chat room, set chat room. You know, all that.
Oh, cool.
All that. It speaks all that out to you. So I don't know what the problem is.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. He returned his copy of the game not because of the gameplay, not because, but all because some of the menus didn't talk.
Yes.
What you want to bet?
Gameplay, not because the controller combinations might have done too much with that. No, because some of the menus didn't talk.
Didn't talk. What and what you want to bet? He's one of those guys that just goes through like some menus and not all to see what's there.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to bet that. I'm willing to bet that. See, I went through all the menus. Crystal, did I not go through all the menus?
Yes, you did.
Is that such a hard concept to grasp, to just go through all the menus to see what's what? And,
exactly.
Just kind of feel around.
Because there's one thing.
Yeah,
if there's one thing I like to do when I get games, no matter what they are, I like to see how much of it is accessible and how much of it needs a workaround.
Exactly.
You know, because again, people in my boat, I do understand that a lot of us ain't gonna have the patience for that. You know, but
no.
For us who do, I mean, hey, you know, we looking out for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking out for y'all. Liam in his own ways looking out for y'all.
Sarah's looking out for y'all.
OBS Rattlehead is looking out for y'all. He's the guy who ended up 8th place in the Mortal Kombat tournament. Yes, OBS
Nice.
Rattlehead, or his real name
Evo,
is
right?
Or his real name Carlos. What up, Carlos?
What
It's
up,
Ben, right?
Ben?
No, this is actually a Carlos, a real Carlos.
Oh.
Yes. So big up to him.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I'm just saying though. You know.
Yeah.
And that's my Mortal Kombat thing. Now, it's no secret.
Yes.
It's no secret at all that I am I am a wrestling fan. And I've stuck with wrestling through thick and thin. It's the one aspect of my childhood that I hold on to this day. Now, I want to talk about AEW, which is a new wrestling organization. You've heard me talk about it before. But I've been watching these docuseries that Cody Rhodes, one of the wrestlers and one of the holders and owners of AEW, he's been presenting us with these documentaries and these series where a lot of behind-the-scene elements are exposed. Things that you'd never see Vince McMahon and WWE expose. Even if they are good things to expose. The sense that I got in watching this was overall positive and left me with an assurance that everything is going to be all right in the world of wrestling. That there is a true alternative to be. That's about to I don't even know how to word it, but it's about to emerge, man. It's about to ascend upon us, and or descend upon us, should I say?
Yes.
In these docuseries, you see everything from ring announcers tryouts to in-depth interviews. And I'm talking real in-depth interviews, like from inspirational to emotional to funny to just letting us know, hey, look, we are real people too. This is real life. Our stories are reality based. our lives is what's going to drive these stories. You see? I'm gonna let Crystal take the floor here, and she's gonna talk more about this.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
you gotta understand. Sometimes for me, when seeing something like that and knowing how significant this art is to me, sometimes it's hard to even come up with words. You know, I'm being honest.
AEW. Now here's one of my favorite things they're doing. AEW is becoming the first in history, the first wrestling organization to have sensory things at their live events, such as noise canceling headphones for people who have issues with hearing, things for PTSD,
autism, other anxiety issues,
and even those who have suffered stroke
victims,
stroke, which I think is amazing. Which is great. It's wonderful. Wow, I can't believe it. Which is it's amazing to me because I have hearing problems, especially if I'm in a big open crowded area. And I was thinking when we were at the concession stand, because it was too loud, I was thinking, well, I could use some kind of noise canceling headphone type things, But then when I went back into the arena, I was okay again. But I just think that's amazing for them to do that without even being asked.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't asked. They just did it. They partnered up.
That's what's so amazing about it. They weren't asked to do these things, or they weren't demanded to do these things. They took it upon themselves to take the initiative to say, hey, we want all of our fans, all of them, to enjoy the experience.
Mm-hmm.
What was from the little snippets that I showed you, Ness? What were your takeaways from it, and what stuck out to you out of everything that I showed you from the interviews and the idea centered around AEW?
Well, one of the things that stood out to me was that right there, that they want to accommodate all of their fans when they go to who attend their live events. The other thing too is how candid these guys were in their interviews and their interactions, and just how natural it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Reactions can sometimes tell us and dictate the feeling of accomplishment, the feeling of reaching a place that you, I guess, sought out but thought of as impossible.
Mm-hmm.
How life-changing for some of these wrestlers this concept is of being in AEW, a company that hasn't even been born yet. Conceived, not born.
May 25th, the water will break.
The
head will crown and come out of the wound.
What do you guys think of the individual who contemplated suicide?
Sunny Day, aka Dylan.
Yes.
It just goes to show you that sports are very powerful. He has a purpose.
Yeah, and one thing that he said was basically alluded to it was, I know that y'all cared. I know that y'all loved me. I knew I had love and support around me, but there were still things that I struggled with. And two and a half years ago, he says, he
contemplated
almost
suicide.
rid himself of his life.
You know,
He was
same thing
He was contemplating suicide. And again, this is a documentary that you wouldn't that here in the American wrestling banner umbrella you wouldn't see anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, it's the same thing for, you know, my favorite commentator of all time, JR. You know,
Jim Ross, yes.
You know, his wife had
we all
killed.
echo your sentiments on that one, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
greatest. I love him.
Yeah.
I consider him the voice of Raw, man.
His
You know,
passion-
when he stopped working on Raw, it just wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Him and Jerry the King Lawler, that duo.
Yes.
When they weren't together, it just didn't feel right.
Puppies. Right. My mom is watching. You know. You could tell because I read his book that he did, and you could tell how much he loved, you know, his wife and things and all the ups and downs they went through.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
When she did get killed, he was very down and out, you know. But the fans on social media, because his Twitter page, I used to follow him on social media on Twitter, and it's buzzing, man. I mean, you know, it's so cool that he actually exchanges recipes of sauces with fans on his Twitter page.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
he talks
barbecue
about
sauces.
he talks about how the fans are like his family, you know, and how wrestling, you know how just it was his outlet that kept him afloat in the midst of all the things that he endured,
Exactly.
including
And so
the recent passing of his wife.
yeah, and so he decided, you know what, I got to get back out there, and
Yeah.
you know, as Cody Rhodes said, why not Jim Ross? Why not JR?
He's Jim bleeping Ross. Why not?
Exactly. Why not? Yeah, enough
Jim
said,
bleeping
man.
Ross.
You know,
Yes.
same thing with Justin Roberts. I read his book as well, and he just wasn't passionate anymore about doing announcing.
Let's go
And
into the why.
It was all
gonna say,
because of his bullying that JBL did, and the fact that no one acknowledged him.
JBL, who's another wrestler employed under
Wrestler.
WWE, guys.
WWE.
For those who don't know, I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and so no one would acknowledge him at WWE, so he felt underappreciated and he didn't feel valued.
Right.
So he kept on and kept on and kept on and kept on, even when one of his parents had passed away. He still did it.
You forget to mention.
day.
You forget to mention he was also told not to sound as hyped up because it takes away from the match.
Right. Exactly.
Which is one of the
Vince,
which is perhaps one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
Let me kill the bed
Yes.
here real quick. Vince McMahon, you are an idiot.
Yes, because Vince did tell him.
hell do you think you are?
Go ahead.
And the fact that he's now at AEW doing what he loves, now he's not just announcing for Tool, which is a rock group which he loves, and I like them too, but he's not announcing for them. He's doing what he loves again, you know, and he missed it. He even said in his book, I miss doing it. But if I don't get to do it again, that's okay because I lived my dream,
right.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, and for him, it was a case of loving his job but hating the work environment.
Yes.
You know, Jim.
Which almost made him hate his craft.
You know, Jim Ross was another one who was a victim of bullying, and this was bullying
yeah.
on camera.
On camera, yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
if you go down the list of things that Jim Ross had to do on air, all for Vince McMahon's amusement.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
It is.
It's a shame.
It is. But you know, this is there's a new sheriff in town. The landscape of American wrestling is about to get a much needed makeover.
Yeah. Matter of fact, tickets for one of their events had gone on sale, sold in under 4 minutes, sold out. And with that said, on the ticket queue, there were 40,000 plus people still waiting for tickets, which obviously they couldn't get any tickets because the venue was sold out.
43,000.
43,000?
Yes.
My lord.
So after they sold out the venue, there were still 40,000 plus people still waiting in line for tickets.
Yes.
Online.
They got to move it. They got to move this event to a stadium.
Online.
Yeah, not in line. Online.
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 Yeah, in line, online. Imagine that. Yeah. they were in line online.
Online. Yeah, I know. It's confusing.
But this is a
Yeah,
company,
and
like
it
I
was-
said
it was-
before, it's yet to be born. Conceived, not born. And yet you got 43,000 people.
Still clamoring for tickets after the event has been sold out.
That's unbelievable.
After it's already been sold out.
So they had to move it to a bigger venue, which is the MGM.
Ooh, yeah. The Fight Capital. They're going to start in Vegas. The MGM Grand Arena.
Because they
Live.
were originally
What
going
is
to
it,
go.
May 25th?
Yes, they were going to do Caesars.
Caesar's Palace? Oh.
Yeah.
What was... Okay, did WWE ever do an event where the money and proceeds go to such and such organization? Or victims? Or people?
No.
I think so.
No.
Not that I recall. No.
Not that I remember, no.
Fight for the Fallen, which is their follow-up pay-per-view,
July.
I believe.
I believe that's in June.
June,
July.
July.
Or is it
somewhere.
July?
July.
1st.
They are... The proceeds and all are going to be sent out to victims of gun violence. Or those affected who...
The families of victims of gun violence.
Yes.
Ah.
Wow. That's in Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's in Jacksonville.
How does that strike you guys?
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You know, how am I... Look, man. How am I or the rest of the legitimate wrestling community, how are we supposed to stand here and not have a great feeling about this? And not only from a wrestling standpoint, but what they're doing for people.
Right.
I don't know how you couldn't have a good feeling about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any way you could.
So much so that they're even working with those who face impairments, you know, to accommodate to them when they go and attend a live event.
Yeah.
You know, WWE doesn't have that.
At all.
No.
Matter of fact, no other wrestling organization has that.
Nope.
You know, but they do. They do. Unreal.
Wow, man. I tell you, May 25th, boy, this is gonna be something.
Oh yeah.
You thought
It
you
is.
thought Vince McMahon was afraid, but before. Wait till this actually pops. Wait till the head of this baby crowns and it comes out of the womb, ready to go. Following up your conception order analogy.
Crystal, what are your thoughts on the way they're gonna perceive and treat women in AEW?
It's awesome. Finally, women matter.
Talk about the dentist.
There's a woman named Dr. Britt Baker, who wanted to be a wrestler, also a dentist, and she's both. She's a dentist and a wrestler.
What did you say? Did you say Britt Baker? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought she might be a pastry chef. Huh?
I did too when she first came out. Oh.
You know, but what a rarity! Like she said, she said, "Quote: I never thought that I would be in a position where I'd be able to do
that is
two
awesome,
things
yeah.
that I love." And with wrestling in the way, quote unquote, how are you even going to finish your course in dentistry and work in dentistry?
Yeah.
but they're giving her that opportunity, which
That
leads me
and,
to
you know,
believe that AEW is going to give their athletes opportunities so that they could possibly be doing wrestling and perhaps be enrolled in a university at the same time.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. But if I'm writing her gimmick, I'd have her walk around with like a barbed wire lace whisk to crack people over the head with. Huh? Baker? Huh?
Baker. Wow.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That's good. But
No, this isn't ECW, right? Yeah.
no. They're doing great things though, man, and I know.
But no, that is a wonderful thing. Yeah, they're allowing her the opportunity to pursue dentistry as well, in an industry in wrestling which typically isn't really that flexible. It's not really flexible at all, really.
Exactly.
You're either all in or you're all out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I love what they're doing. I love what they stand for. I love the fact that one of the things that stuck out to me when they had their first presser was, we are here to employ wrestlers, athletes. Okay, no matter your race, your sexual orientation, your religion.
Exactly.
And you know what? That matters to Vince.
For whatever
it does.
reason, yes, that does matter to Vince.
It does.
If you're not tall, blonde, with big boobs, if you're not tall, look like you're on steroids, long hair,
White. Let's not forget that.
then you ain't worth anything.
Yep.
Gail Kim said, just because Kofi Kingston,
Who's currently the champion right now.
and who's brown skin,
WrestleMania. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
just because he's made champ doesn't necessarily mean that Vince ain't a racist.
Right.
Very true. Vince has a very documented track record. It's there,
Yeah.
both blatant and subtle,
Yes.
both overtly and covertly. It's there.
Unfortunately, that's the case. Yeah.
There has been plenty of evidence there.
But I really mean this. Big up to AEW. Big up to the Khan family. Big up to the Rhodes. Big up to Nick and Matt Jackson, and everybody else involved.
And for those who might want an example of this, okay, let me give you one example of this. The time Booker T was feuding with Triple H.
Oh Lord, that was disgusting.
Triple H is in the locker room area, and he
Please.
comes out of the bathroom, and he says to Booker T, "Hand me a towel."
Let's do this real quick. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
That's just one of many examples, folks.
Yep.
It's all there.
It's all there, folks. But big up to all those guys, and I
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
I know, I can feel
Big
it.
ups to all those guys over there at AEW. They're doing big things. They're on the verge of blowing up, folks.
Yes.
They are going to change the landscape of American wrestling.
They are. They are. And it's finally
That's
here,
great,
man.
man. That's
It's
great.
finally here. And I say that proudly.
Tell them again. Tell them again. When is this going to be born? Tell them again.
May 25th, people. May 25th.
May 25th, live from the Mandalay Bay Center in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right. Saturday, baby. Saturday.
Woo!
Yep.
It's a couple of
Isn't that
weeks.
Memorial Day weekend? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna be watching it on pay-per-view.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking
they're
of,
gonna be on television at some point, right? Yeah,
October 1st.
yeah. So they're gonna be on television, which is what is it? TBS, TNT, right?
Yep.
Yeah, one of those two.
All right. Oh, okay. I want you to tell the people out there this because I found this to be highly hilarious. They're gonna be on Tuesdays, correct?
Yes, and what
Yeah, they're gonna be on
WWE on Tuesdays.
Go ahead.
And what WWE has decided to battle it out with since they're on Fox, well, SmackDown's going to be on Fox. They've decided, hey, since AEW is on Tuesdays, let's compete by airing our let's mute the bed. By airing our recap show.
Really? Really?
Oh, I don't know, recap
Really?
show or a wrestling event. I don't know what I want to watch. I want to watch a wrestling event.
Methinks ma go with the wrestling event.
Yes. Yes, me agrees.
They are going to compete with AEW by airing their recap show. Wow. Hey, here, let me give you a hand, folks, here. They're gonna bury AEW with their recap show.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Yeah, sure. Give me a break.
I remember Mo telling me this off air, and I could not help but to laugh hysterically at that.
I couldn't believe that. I'm like, really?
Laugh hysterically.
Give me a break. But honestly, yeah, proud of I love what they're doing, man. I love what AEW's doing, and keep it up, man. Serious.
How could you not, man?
Yes.
How could you not?
Yes.
They're doing big things, man. And it's only gonna get bigger.
Yep. Yeah, they got all stuff. You know, and I love the fact that they also address our concerns.
Mm-hmm.
As fans. Which lets us know what? They're watching. They're listening. And I like that.
Which also lets us know that they want to grow, they want to succeed, and they want the fans to enjoy the product.
Exactly. Yep. So big up. Hey,
that's what it's all about.
That's right.
If the fans are happy, then the company's happy, everybody's happy. Everybody wins.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's it.
If your employees are happy, if the fans are gonna be happy, everybody wins. It's a win-win for everybody.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. The fans get a great product. The employees get a great work environment. They get to be showcased.
That's right.
Notice I said they get to be showcased.
Yeah. Anybody else got topics for today? This is a open-ended type of podcast.
Who's gonna be the librarian? For those of you who don't know,
that's hilarious.
The Elite,
Nick and Matt Jackson.
I was gonna say Cody Rhodes. They have their own YouTube channel, and we get to see them, like find people, things like that.
Yeah, theirs is more on a on a road to Double or Nothing is more of a documentary series, like I said, presented by the Rhodes family. Being the Elite is more on the goofy side, funny, haha. You get to see them more on the lighter side of things, which is another cool aspect to all this.
So they're trying to do this gimmick for their show. Their wrestling show that'll be in October, and this gimmick involves a librarian. So they're trying to figure out who is going to be this librarian. And Kenny Omega, of course, is in this along with Cody Rhodes. And Cody and Kenny are saying we should do female, but we won't tell them anything. We won't tell Nick and Matt anything. We'll just do it anyway. It's cool. Well, yeah.
And they have different people trying out, too. Like,
yeah,
for example,
for this librarian.
I'm the librarian. Don't let me hit you with the Dewey Decimal System. Yeah.
Oh yes, my favorite. Or the other one. Yeah. $100,000. Yeah. Librarian. Yeah.
Oh, they're dumb.
And then you have, of course, Chris Jericho, who's trying to turn one brother against the other, which is really funny with funny voicemails.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a classic.
Don't tell Matt this, but you're the best wrestler. Don't tell Nick this, but you're the best wrestler. And then they both tell each other what Chris is saying anyways.
Epic fail.
Exactly.
And Kenny and Cody are trying to get this librarian gimmick because they think it should be a female instead of a male, and it's just really fun. I encourage you guys to go watch that. It's great.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
I want to know who this librarian is going to be. That's what I want to know. I want to know. Hey, maybe I should apply for that.
You should.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's a great
No,
idea.
I have no wrestling experience though.
No, well,
Like,
I don't know
none.
what to tell you.
Well, it's okay. You could just be the mouthpiece.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So would I be like Lori Beth on
instead of and when you introduce your wrestler's finish, right, when you're talking about it, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, and at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, you are gonna know what it's like to get to the end of Page. See, instead of the end of days, it's the
end of Page.
Page.
Page. Guys, okay. My colleagues here off air call
become a
me.
victim of the 3-ring binder. You will be.
Wow. And the finisher and the big finisher is called the end of the novel.
The booking.
Yeah, there you go. The
bookend,
bookend. Off air,
I'm going.
they call me.
I'm not just going to beat your butt from pillar to post, but I'm gonna beat your butt from cover to cover.
With the Dewey Decimal System. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, off air we call her the librarian.
Yes, because I love books. I love books so much that I'm having trouble deciding what to put up as a book review. So I don't even know.
Oh, the possibilities are.
Yes, so they call me the librarian. 'Cause I read
Yes. Yes.
a lot. I'm the only one that does read out of both of y'all. So
Hey, I read.
No, we
Besides-
read too. We read
yeah,
articles.
you read Facebook. Actually,
read
no.
articles, yeah.
You actually no.
I read the news.
You actually do read
I read the
magazines
news.
and newspapers
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
thanks to Apple's new News Plus, which I suggest you get because it's awesome.
Those magazines are
You get-
Oh, yeah,
are
that came with the new
great.
patch update, as I recall. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very accessible. Very accessible.
Yes. Now,
I only found one that's confusing. But
now remember, one of
to
them
navigate.
isn't accessible. So call in for a refund.
no, there you go. I only found one that's not very accessible, but it is doable. It's just there's text everywhere. It's all over the place.
You mean it's decimal doable?
Yes, decimal doable. Yes. Oh my gosh. Within the decimal Dewey system.
Oh Lord.
Yes. But I emailed the developer and I explained it to them. So hopefully they'll get it fixed.
Hopefully they get back to you and take. Oh, I'm pretty sure they'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they will. It was on Reader's Digest, I think it was, or something or other.
Oh, I see.
So if it's called
Yeah.
Reader's Digest, do you only read this when you're on the toilet or something?
Most likely, right? Yeah.
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 I've actually
about
never
right,
done
yeah.
that. I've never gone and read a book while on the toilet.
While on the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I don't understand. Is that a guy thing?
I always take.
It's gotta be, right?
Listen, I either take my phone or my Switch with me when I when I have toilet time.
Okay, so
Yeah, it helps you
what is
concentrate more, huh?
is that what it is? I was just gonna ask you, what is the wow, this
Yeah,
podcast
helps,
totally
yeah.
taking a weird turn. You
Yeah.
guys do know that we're still on air, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't haven't
so-
said see ya. Oh, I just said it.
Right.
See you, folks.
just said
Till
it.
next
That doesn't
time.
count.
Bye bye.
But that doesn't count. So here's my question. Okay,
Yeah.
why is it that people need stuff to do on the toilet while they're on the toilet?
Because even
I don't think
I mean listen. Even when we're done with the delivery, we just like to sit there and romance a little bit and you know read a little book, play a game or two, get down to
Yeah. Read a little book. Play a game or two. Get down tonight. Hey,
oh yeah,
hey, hey.
get down tonight. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why my dad would go into the toilet and look at the pictures on the newspaper.
Yeah, you know, it just makes the digestive process a little bit easier. And
Oh, I see that.
soothe
Okay.
the anxiety a little bit.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Are you out already? You're still in there.
Oh, in a minute.
Come on, hurry up.
In a minute.
Hurry up.
Oh, what's the matter?
Come on.
What?
Well, we gotta
Get
go
on it.
soon. Hurry up. Come on.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
Come on. Hurry up.
Oh my god.
Hey. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that annoys me. I'm like, really? I can't even do it. I need to do it in
Likewise, man.
peace.
Jeez, man.
Come
I'll be out in a
on.
minute. Good gracious.
Yeah, I know. Don't rush me because I'll take longer on purpose.
Are the subs here yet?
seriously,
In a minute. Are the subs here yet? In a minute. Are the
There's a story behind that, you guys.
yeah, there is. That's a story. That's a story.
Hey, but the subs will be here on Monday because Blimpies.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who had 5 little children of her own.
Uh-huh.
I think that's how it went.
6.
Something
No,
Who had
3.
6?
Something like
who
that.
had
3.
3 little children of her own?
6 or
3.
3?
3
Okay.
because then the guy had 3 more kids.
Oh.
That's
I
how they
see.
became the Brady Bunch.
Oh, they were a blended family. I see.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
There was Dorothy, and then an elephant, the one she called her own.
Hey.
Those aren't
Was
really
it an elephant?
those aren't really the words. I'm just improving it.
No.
Very nice. What was an elephant doing there?
Improvisación, ya tú sabes, loco.
I have no idea.
Oh, that'll be an interesting show.
No, no. No.
5 kids and an elephant?
5 kids and an elephant. Yeah. It's like sounds
Yeah.
like a more. That sounds like a pretty. That would make a dope Lion King reboot.
5 wow, 5 kids and an elephant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, five kids and an elephant.
That's good. That's
Black
nice.
Panther 2. Yeah, 5 kids
And
an
they'll try to teach it to like live like a human, kind of like Mork and Mindy.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Mork and Mindy is actually really funny. I suggest you guys try to find it, which is very hard to find, but it's funny from what I've seen. It's hilarious. Robin Williams is an alien. Who knew, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who knew? Yeah.
It's funny.
Here's a question.
Yo.
Yes.
Crystal, what'd you think of that movie, Interview with God?
Okay, that movie was
I haven't
amazing.
seen it yet, so I don't know.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh,
I've seen
you should watch
previews,
it.
but yeah, it looked good. Oh, actually,
You
yeah,
should-
I have seen it. Yeah, my bad. I have seen it.
Oh, you have seen it?
Yeah. I just remembered. I'm like, wait, I know I saw it. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
It's really, really, really awesome. The ending is like, whoa. Well, toward the end, it's like, what? Yeah, I mean, imagine an interview. You have an interview with God. What? How do you wrap your head around that?
Well, the questions that this person asked, quote unquote, God, wouldn't those be the types of questions that you would ask him though too?
Oh yeah, definitely. Why is there suffering in the world? Which he gets at a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Why is there evil? You know, what's the point of us being here?
Now, what are your guys' thoughts on having to write these scripts, not only from what would I ask God perspective, but also from a what would God answer?
Would he say?
Where is, I mean, what a challenge to take on, huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that in and of itself is a fascinating endeavor to try to write. What would God say to these questions? Like the questions
Exactly.
themselves. That part's easy.
And of course,
Yeah.
you
Trying to
know,
figure out what he might say. Now that's the fascinating challenge.
Yeah.
and of course, you know, I think he would speak in parables, but I think it would be in what we would understand.
Right.
I
Of
mean,
course.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't be like the way it is in the Bible, where you have to kind of dissect it and go, "What did he mean by that?" You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, no,
what did
look, he
Jesus
knows how
mean
to
by
get through
that?
to-
Because
he knows how to get
because
through
if
to
you
us,
remember, Jesus was talking to people, but in their time.
Right. Yeah. So
You know,
of course those scribes are going to
not
write
today.
it. Right. So of course the scribes are going to write it in whatever language they understood back then, and how they understood it.
Right.
Right.
When we look at it, we're going,
Exactly.
huh? How
Right.
does this make sense to us?
Right.
You know? But then that's where the term Bible study comes from. You know?
Right. Yes.
Is how to understand what God is trying to tell us.
Right.
Because no human on earth, I don't care if you're a Bible scholar, if you're a historical
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bible
Oh, yeah,
person or anything like that.
Yeah.
You cannot fully understand.
No, absolutely
The Bible
not.
at all, no.
Not happening.
There's no way. I mean, yes, you can read it from cover to cover, but that's confusing because you have to read it within its original timeline. But when it's, you know, the only books that really matter are Genesis and Revelation.
Well, those are. Well, I wouldn't
the-
say that. Those are the only books that are realistically in chronological order.
That's what I was just gonna say. I didn't mean like, oh, those are the only books you should read. You know, of course not. I just mean they're the books that are in chronological order, just like you said.
Yeah.
You know? Everything else is not in chronological order,
Right.
but we still need to read them because it's like a roadmap.
Right. Oh, and the middle section as well, which is the four gospels. Those are, you know, to put it in these terms, out with the old and in with the new. You know, Old Testament,
Right.
New Testament
Old
leads us
Testament.
New
into
Testament.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the point of the Old Testament then?
Because the Old Testament is basically a precursor of the New Testament.
Ah, okay.
The point of the Old Testament, I believe, is to explain what led to essentially the crucifixion of Christ.
Right. For
Ah,
example,
I see.
For example, think about it this way: the Book of Daniel is synonymous and a direct prequel to the Book of Revelations. You know, Genesis is a direct prequel to the Book of Matthew. You know, in Matthew, Jesus is born. In Genesis, it says the Word was with God, the Word being His Son, Jesus Christ.
I see. That makes sense.
You know, so that's how that is.
This is definitely a Peeps Corner, isn't it? We've gone everywhere.
Yeah, it's one of
Yes,
those.
we
Yeah,
have.
it's kind of one of those open-ended. Everywhere we've gone, everywhere. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think this has been a combination of this is a Peep Corner bringing you endless possibilities and Sports Vista.
there's a little bit of sports fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mix. Yeah, it's a bit of a buffet.
It's a bit of a-
things here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. But yeah, that's basically how that one plays out.
Okay.
Yep.
We're
go
living
ahead.
in these tumultuous times now. It's just kind of it's incredible. It seems like now more than ever, everyone wants to be heard and nobody wants to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Everybody
that
wants
on
to be heard, nobody wants to listen. Everybody wants to be right, nobody wants to be wrong.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's so true, though.
Anybody see a problem with this, or is it just me?
No, it's very true. I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
if you look at things now, what happens? Oh, I'm right, and you're wrong, and that's the end of it.
Well, I look at it from a more coming from a broader standpoint of things, because when you think of the recent events that have taken place lately, as it relates to places of worship, I find myself disgusted by this innate instinct from people who aren't of said faith, going, "Oh, no, we're more persecuted. No, we are. No, we are. No, we are."
Why does it matter? At the end, innocent people are gone.
Yes.
At the end of the day, whether it's a mosque, whether it's a temple, whether it's a church, the things that are happening at these places is just wrong. And I think we could all agree on that.
At the end of the day, that's the
Regardless of what
conclusion.
denomination you're part of.
Yeah.
It's wrong. That is flat out wrong. It's blasphemous. It's an abomination.
Yes.
Innocent people are
wrong.
being killed.
Yes,
And all for what?
exactly.
Exactly.
All because a bunch of sick, twisted bigots out there can't seem to, have their head on backwards.
But you know what else is bad out of all of this? We talk about say Christianity versus Islam versus esto que lo otro, right?
Judaism versus this and that and the third. Yada,
Right.
yada.
Entonces, here's one of the things that baffles me, though. On top of all that, is that a Christian brother and or sister argue with another Christian brother and or sister. Now that always gets to me, bruh.
Yeah, I will never understand that ever.
Ironic.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's just amazing. Yeah, it is baffling to say the least.
yeah, it is. Or these denominational type. Oh, what are you? Oh, I'm a Baptist. Oh, well, Baptists are blah 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 blah.
Oh, you guys are wrong.
What?
Shouldn't you just settle and be comforted by the fact that I just been told you de que yo soy un cristiano, that I'm a Christian?
Exactly.
Yeah, that should suffice. Yes, that
Right.
should be enough. I shouldn't ask you a follow up and say, "Well, what denomination?"
I was talking to my best
Why?
friend the other day, and she was telling me she stopped going to her church, one, because it was too far from where she lives at now, and
Right.
two, she finally understood what I was trying to tell her. She's a Presbyterian. I don't know if all Presbyterian churches do this, but I know hers did.
Okay.
I know the one where I live, they don't, but they had to vote her in to this church as a member. These deacons had
Which is
to...
insane.
I don't agree. I don't agree at all with this concept of there being a government body in a church
Right.
or for any congregation or any religion, like
Right.
like especially when we dive into the Catholic system.
Yes.
Lord, I went there.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
what do we
Now,
have? We have
disclaimer.
cardinals.
Disclaimer. I'm not talking about Catholic people.
No.
If you guys
Talking about the
follow
system.
Catholicism, I'm talking about the system.
Yeah. So, anyways, she was saying she finally understood because all this is man-made.
Yes.
It's not God.
course it is.
God doesn't care. As long as you come to him with whatever, like as long as you come to him with a genuine open heart, that's all he cares about. That's it. He doesn't care about how many, and again, I'm not talking about the Catholic people at all. He doesn't care. What I'm talking about is specifically, he doesn't care how many Hail Marys you've done.
Not only that, doesn't God, when it comes to prayer, doesn't he want you to speak from your heart and not out of something that you have to feel that it is recited?
Exactly.
Yes.
When I talk to God, or when you talk to God, Ness, or when you talk to God, Mo, you just talk to him, right? Like we're doing now, like a conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you recite anything from anywhere?
No, I say whatever it is that happens to be on my mind at the time.
Exactly. I do that too. And that's how we all should come to God.
This ain't a movie now where I give Ness a script or Crystal a script and I tell them, okay, at this point you recite the words "I hate you." Now in real life, well, I hope they don't hate me.
Again, real life, it wouldn't happen that way.
No, it wouldn't happen that way.
But if we're doing a play or enrolled in a movie and we're okay, make it sound real, make it sound and look real, but it's not genuine due to the fact that in real life, and this is the problem with reciting things. Reciting things ain't real life. Reciting things ain't genuine. When you repeat Hail Mary all over and over and over, and Our Fathers over and over and over and over again.
That is not genuine. That's not real. That's not natural.
God wants you to tell him how and what you feel.
Right. This is how I feel.
Folks,
I don't know why.
For those of you who follow the Catholic faith, ask yourselves this question: after you've recited X amount of Hail Marys, X amount of
Do you
Our
feel any
Fathers,
relief? Do you feel any
do you feel any true relief? Do you feel any true sense of I need to get that off my chest?
Or are you contempt? Do you feel that some prayer will be answered?
And ask yourself this: who are you really praying to? Because is it Mary or is it God?
Right. Now.
And I only ask this question to you guys out there from experience.
Yeah.
Because I too have done the
Same.
X amount of Hail Marys thing and X amount
Me
of Our
too.
Fathers after confession.
Me
And I've
too.
also done the natural prayer.
Likewise,
And I tell you what, folks, the natural prayer is definitely much more uplifting, much more of a relief.
I've done.
Than the reciting of these prayers X amount of times.
I've recited
And,
those. I've recited those too, and afterwards I felt nothing.
I've also done the confessional
Oof.
as well.
Yep, I've done those as well too. Yes.
And let me tell you, I don't feel nothing afterward. Now, once I actually go and speak to God and tell him, this is how I feel, or, whatever, then I feel uplifted and wonderful because I am talking to God. I'm not talking to
And we're talking
someone.
about. And you bring up the concept of confession. Sorry to cut you off there, Crystal.
No, it's okay.
You bring up confession. Yeah, I've done that too. And it's you sit in a room with the priest and you tell him, I've done blah 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 blah. Okay, I understand the Bible tells us let us confess our sins to one another, but it doesn't. But I don't think it's referring to you sitting in a room with a stranger telling him, "Hey, I've done this and this and this," and he doesn't tell you anything that he's done.
Exactly.
This is one-sided.
You ain't my daddy.
Yeah, you ain't my daddy, so I shouldn't be calling you father.
Exactly. That's just weird. Okay? That's weird.
Yeah, ain't happening.
Sorry, Mr. Priest Man. You're not my father, so I'm not going to call you father.
No.
Yeah, not
I don't
happening.
know you, so I'm not going to confess anything to you. We don't have that kind of rapport.
No.
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 Um,
And I tell you what, folks, the natural prayer is definitely much more uplifting, much more of a relief.
Um,
Than the reciting of these prayers X amount of times.
Not
What the
happen.
I
Bible
don't
is
know
referring
you.
to,
You don't know
as
me.
it pertains to confessing our sins to one another, what God is trying to tell us there is to speak to those, to your close circle.
Yeah.
The people who He has placed in your life to uplift you and for you to uplift them.
Listen,
Exactly.
listen, guys. I'm going through this situation. Blah 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 blah. Could you say a prayer or two for me at some point?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
I mean, of course you're gonna do your part and pray too, but you know the prayer circle, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just saying.
That's what God is trying to tell us when He says, confess our sins to one another. Not sit in a room with a priest having a one-sided confessional.
Exactly.
Because he's not telling you anything that he's done.
Yeah.
No.
Please believe. Oh yeah, go ahead. And if you don't believe me, the next time you go to confessional, go ahead and try to ask him to confess anything to you. See what he tells you.
Yeah.
You know, I've never actually done that. I was scared to do that. That scares me.
Yeah, that's not the way that's supposed to be. I mean, yeah.
No.
Not to mention, anyone notice the sense of emptiness and eeriness once that door closes?
Yeah.
You talking about at a church, like a Catholic church, or at a confessional?
Confession.
At a confessional, you're sitting there.
Oh,
and it's a
yeah.
small cubicle-like room.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yep.
like yeah.
I know that the confessional we have is like a, well, not we, but the
It's almost like
confessional-
you're being. It's almost like you're on trial and you're being
Yeah,
cross-examined.
I know.
You're being
The
interrogated or something.
The confessional that I used to go to is actually above the choir loft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's scary. I don't wanna go up there.
It really is.
And all the
Unreal.
lights are off.
Oi.
There's no light.
Oi.
Yeah.
There's just candles.
Oi.
Yeah.
There's so much darkness. Oh my god.
Oi.
There's just candles everywhere.
Yeah.
Like one or
Oi.
two candles, and that's it.
That's gonna be my reaction to everything nowadays.
Oi!
Really?
Oi.
But folks, just remember this: that prayer is simply a conversation with God. You speaking to God from
That's it.
your heart.
Yep.
Done deal.
Exactly.
However, whether it be for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 hours, whatever you feel at the time compelled. Whatever you feel compelled to say at the time. However long you feel compelled to speak to Him at the time.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to hear you repeating generic prayers.
Exactly. You know what they say, right, bro?
What?
Huh?
What do they say?
Chance ain't worth a glance, but prayers are meant to share.
Chance ain't worth a glance. Prayers are meant to share.
Yeah.
It's very good. Very true.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, folks, if you're just repeating something over and over and over again, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 times, you're not really saying anything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You really aren't.
Yes. Correct.
You're not saying nothing.
But a
You're
prayer,
not getting anything off your chest.
prayer goes a long way, folks.
Yep.
You know what else goes a long way? Us getting out of
Let me
here.
put it to you this way: if
But go
you're
ahead,
sitting
Ness.
there, if you have an empty cup of soda, those cups you get at the fast food joints.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
going,
yeah.
getting anything out of that cup?
Nope.
Nothing but air.
What if you get a refill? And it's nice and full, and with a little bit of ice, and maybe a lime inside. Go ahead and dive in.
Mm-hmm. There we go. There we
Yo,
go.
why does it have to be light ice?
Hey, you
Light ice.
know what they say, right, bro?
Yo.
An empty cup will put you in a rut.
Uh huh.
A cup that's full will make you cool.
You just made that up. that was actually really good.
Can we get an amen to that? Yes, indeed.
Amen.
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 To that. Yes.
Amen. Let's get out of here.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging alongside us and for inviting us into your homes or into your vehicles or
That's right,
wherever.
that's right. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Get out of the vehicle.
That's right. That's right. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks to our new subscribers and again, shout out to all of you guys and also shout out to Melissa. How you doing, Melissa? I hope the day's been treating you well. And hope we provided you with some laughs, some insight. That goes for all of y'all as well. For ENT Hooligans, I am Baby Moy. He's Big Ness. She's Lil Crystal. Remember, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit that bell for all notifications. And till next time.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah.
Until next time, guys, remember, in everything you do, keep God number one in your life. When? Always. For ENT Hooligans, I'm Baby Moy signing out.
God bless y'all.
I
Peace.
was waiting for that. Let's go.
Woo.